Rainwater dripping from broken signs, taxi tires hissing through midnight streets. A lonely blues piano somewhere far away, and Benny Rivers singing to the ghosts again. You were leaning by the window of a rundown cafe, watching the storm wash the night away. Golden smoke curling from your trembling hands, like you were trying not to fall apart again. Your eyes carried years that words couldn't hold, half burning fire, half winter cold. And every silence between our breaths felt heavy enough to wake the dead. I said, darling, what are you running from? You whispered low, what I've become. Then lightning split the sky in two, and somehow I stepped right into you. Because lonely people recognize their own even before a single word is spoken. And hearts already cracked by life still ache to be held for one more night. Now there's gold smoke over Mercy Street, your memory bleeding through the beat. You broke my heart with velvet hands, then taught me how to rise again. Every tear became a song, every sleepless night grew strong. And somewhere underneath the pain, your love still runs through every vein. We spent the winter in cheap hotel rooms, with old soul records and fading perfume, dancing barefoot under flickering lights, like two lost sinners hiding from life. You used to trace the scars on my skin, like you could feel where I had been. And for a while your touch made me believe broken things still deserve peace. But one cold dawn the bed turned gray, the ashtray full, your side empty, just your necklace left beside the door, like a goodbye too painful for words. Now every alley sings your name, every thunderstorm feels the same. But the man who nearly drowned in grief found strength somewhere beneath. Yeah, there's gold smoke over Mercy Street, and your ghost still walking next to me. You left your sorrow in my soul, like slow blues echoing down the road. Every scar became my truth, every loss cut deeper roots. And Benny Rivers still sings tonight for the ones who survived goodbye. A saxophone cries near the river bend, like it knows how our story ends. Low notes floating through the dark, like shattered prayers without a God. Maybe love was never meant to stay, maybe it was born to fade away. But some people leave behind a fire that keeps burning your whole life. Now the city glows beneath the rain, and I wear my heartbreak like a chain. The pain turned iron in my chest and taught this restless soul to stay. keep falling slow. Let the old blues overflow, because somewhere beyond the wreckage remains a man rebuilt by love and pain. Gold smoke in the neon light, Mercy Street almost asleep, and Benny River still chasing a memory too deep to keep.
Rainwater dripping from broken signs, taxi tires hissing through midnight streets, a lonely blues piano somewhere far away, and Benny River singing to the ghosts again. You were leaning by the window of a rundown cafe, watching the storm wash the night away. Golden smoke curling from your trembling hands, like you were trying not to fall apart again. Your eyes carried years that words couldn't hold, half burning fire, half winter cold. And every silence between our breaths felt heavy enough to wake the dead. I said, darling, what are you running from? You whispered low, what I've become. Then lightning split the sky in two, and somehow I stepped right into you. Because lonely people recognize their own, even before a single word is spoken. And hearts already cracked by life still ache to be held for one more night. Now there's gold smoke over Mercy Street, your memory bleeding through the beat. You broke my heart with velvet hands, then taught me how to rise again. Every tear became a song, every sleepless night grew strong. And somewhere underneath the pain, your love still runs through every vein. We spent the winter in cheap hotel rooms, with old soul records and fading perfume, dancing barefoot under flickering lights, like two lost sinners hiding from life. You used to trace the scars on my skin, like you could feel where I had been. And for a while your touch made me believe broken things still deserve peace. But one cold dawn the bed turned gray, the ashtray full, your side empty, just your necklace left beside the door, like a goodbye too painful for words. Now every alley sings your name, every thunderstorm feels the same. But the man who nearly drowned in grief found strength somewhere beneath. Yeah, there's gold smoke over Mercy Street, and your ghost still walking next to me. You left your sorrow in my soul, like slow blues echoing down the road. Every scar became my truth, every loss cut deeper roots, and Benny River still sings tonight for the ones who survive goodbye.
your whole life. Now the city glows beneath the rain, and I wear my heartbreak like a chain. But pain turned iron in my chest and taught this restless soul to stand. So let the night keep falling slow, let the old blues overflow, because somewhere beyond the wreckage remains a man rebuilt by love and pain. Gold smoke in the neon light, Mercy Street almost asleep, and Benny River still chasing a memory too deep to keep.
Church bells ringing through the rain, empty streets shining under neon halos, and Benny Rivers whispering another confession to the dark. You arrive like a storm on a Tennessee night, red lipstick glowing beneath motel lights, a suitcase hanging from your shaking hand, like you've spent your whole life trying to stand. The radio played old Marvin songs, low enough to cry along, and somewhere between the thunder and wine, you laid your haunted heart beside mine. You said every love I touch disappears, with eyes already drowning in tears. But lonely men don't walk away when sadness calls them by name. So I let your silence move into me, like smoke drifting through empty streets, and every kiss tasted bittersweet, like heaven surrendering to grief. There's no quiet for the broken, no mercy for hearts left open, just midnight blues and pouring rain, washing through the hurt and pain. You shattered me like fragile glass, but strength was born from the aftermath, and every scar beneath my skin still carries where your love has been. We spent whole nights beneath dim lights, dancing slow while the world passed by, your head resting against my chest, like you finally found a place to rest. But hearts with too much history never hold peace easily, and every smile you gave away still hid shadows underneath. Then one dawn colder than goodbye, I woke to silence at my side, just your perfume hanging in the room, like a ghost refusing to move. Outside the city kept moving on, but inside me something was gone, and every mile since then feels slow, like carrying winter in my soul. Now every saxophone downtown sounds like love breaking down, but pain
tore my world apart that year, but left behind a man still here. And Benny Rivers sings tonight for the hearts that survived the fight. I still pass that old motel sometimes, still hear your laughter in my mind, still see your shadow in the rain, like love refusing to fade away. Maybe some souls are born to ache, to lose too much to never break, to turn their sorrow into songs and carry the blues forever on. So let the church bells cry tonight, let the city drown in light, because every wound became a flame, and every tear rewrote my name. Now Benny Rivers stands alone, with a stronger heart beneath the smoke, still singing low beneath the rain, for the beauty found inside the pain. No choir, no saving grace, just an old blues singer and the memory of your face.
Rain sliding down the window pane, a lonely upright piano in the corner, city lights trembling like dying stars, and Benny Rivers singing one last prayer for love. I met you under the flicker of a broken marquee, downtown where the lost souls meet. You wore black velvet and tired eyes, like someone already saying goodbye. There was smoke floating thick through the room, old blues humming like a coming doom. And every man turned when you walked in slow, but your sadness was all I noticed most. You sat beside me without a sound, while thunder rolled across the town, then whispered softly through trembling lips, love always ends like this. And somewhere between your touch and the rain, I forgot how dangerous hope could be, because lonely hearts still chase the light, even when it burns everything. So tonight's a slow funeral for our love, candles crying while heaven watches above. Your memory hangs like smoke in my lungs, heavy as an unfinished song. You broke my soul down to the bone, but pain became the strength I hold. Now every blues note that I play still bleeds your name into the rain. We spend winter nights on motel sheets, living off cheap wine and old dreams. You used to dance barefoot in the dark, while Sam Cooke echoed through my heart. For a while the world almost felt kind, like maybe broken things could survive. But storms don't ask before they arrive, and neither do goodbyes. One morning I woke to silence and cold. Your side empty, your coffee untouched. Just a note beside the ashtray burned. Some people never learn to stay. Outside the city kept breathing smoke, but inside me something finally broke. And every mile since you disappeared still tastes like whiskey and fear. Now every saxophone downtown sounds like sorrow slowing down. But scars become survival marks for men who walk through the dark. Tonight's a slow funeral for our love, for the dream we never could become. Your shadow still sleeps beside my pain, like thunder waiting for rain. You shattered every piece of me, then taught my soul how to carry grief. And Benny Rivers sings tonight for the heart still losing the fight. There's an old cathedral near Riverside Drive, where I still go sometimes at night, not to pray for your return, just to bury what still burns. And the choir echoes low and blue, like heaven mourning me and you, because some loves never truly die. They just learn how to haunt your life. So let the candles fade away. Let the candles fade away. Let the piano slowly break. Let the piano slowly break. I survived the wreckage of your touch. Ooh. But some scars still hurt too much. Now Benny Rivers sings alone. Benny Rivers sings alone. To neon streets and hearts turn stone. Because real blues are born from flames that love leaves behind when it escapes. Slow rain on the boulevard, last call in the dark, and one final funeral song for the lovers we once were.
Low headlights cutting through southern rain, a tired engine humming like an old prayer, and Benny Rivers chasing ghosts again, down another endless highway. You climbed into my Chevrolet at midnight, leather boots wet from the storm outside, your mascara running like black rivers down, a face too beautiful for this town. The dashboard glowed against your skin, soft gold over bruised emotions. And when you whispered drive somewhere far, I felt my whole world shift in the dark. Old Otis records cracked through the speakers, while thunder rolled like restless preachers. And every mile beneath those skies pulled us deeper into goodbye. Because wounded souls move fast in the night, searching for warmth beneath fading lights. And every touch between us burned like something neither of us deserved. Now it's dust and halos in the backseat, your memory breathing next to me. You loved me hard, then disappeared like smoke dissolving in the rearview mirror. But heartbreak built these shaking hands, turned a broken boy into a man. And every blues song Benny sings still carries the weight of everything. We slept in roadside motels off Route 9, living on cigarettes, cheap wine. You used to laugh while dancing barefoot slow to old soul songs on the radio. For a moment life felt almost clean, like pain was only something we dreamed. But hearts stitched together with scars and fear never keep heaven very near. Then one cold dawn before first light, I woke reaching for your side, but only silence filled the room, and your perfume beneath the moon. There was a note beside the sink that read, some love survive, some just bleed. And every word cut deeper still than any goodbye ever will. Now every storm I drive through alone feels like carrying your ghost home. But pain became a fire inside that taught my soul how to survive. Now it's dust and halos in the backseat, empty highways underneath me. Your shadow rides beside the rain like a hymn stitched together with pain. You tore my world apart that year, but left behind strength stronger than fear. And Benny River still sings low for the hearts that can't let go. There's a diner near the Tennessee line where I still stop some nights. The waitress says I look older now. I guess heartbreak shows somehow. And when the jukebox plays our song, the whole damn room feels wrong, like love still lingers in the smoke long after the last word spoken. So let the highway lights burn dim, let the whiskey sink in again, 'cause every scar became a page in the blues I sing on stage. Now Benny Rivers walks alone with a heavier heart but stronger soul, still chasing echoes through the rain of a love that never stayed. Dust on the windshield, halos in the dark, and your memory's still sleeping in the backseat of my heart.
nights crying on a broken avenue, midnight whiskey singing low and blue. Your lipstick shadow still burns on my coat, like a ghost that never learned to let go. The jukebox moans like a tired old preacher, talking about sinners and believers. I gave you thunder, I gave you flame, but love and ruin wear the same last name. And every scar inside my chest still beats your rhythm in the dark. You left your fingerprints on every lonely part. Now I'm dancing with ashes in the velvet rain, holding what's left of a heart in chains. Your memory cuts like a cold brass knife, but pain's the proof that I survived. Oh baby, love made me fearless, then left me bleeding in the night. Still I rise through the smoke and sorrow, like a bluesman chasing morning light. Yeah. There's a cracked piano in a rundown bar, playing our story beneath neon stars. The bartender said, son, some angels deceive. I laughed and said, that woman taught me grief. Your voice still echoes through the cigarette haze, like a black and white film slowly fading away. But I carry the storm you left in my veins, a king with nothing but pride and pain. And every road I try to run leads right back into your fire. Some loves die young, some burn like a wire. Now I'm dancing with ashes in the velvet rain, holding what's left of a heart in chains. Your memory cuts like a cold brass knife, but pain's the proof that I survived. Oh baby, love made me fearless, then left me bleeding in the night. Still I rise through the smoke and sorrow, like a bluesman chasing morning light. If heaven's got a back door alley, I'll know your shadow waits for me there, wearing that sad red dress of danger, with heartbreak tangled in your hair. And maybe I was born to lose you, maybe lonely is my fate, but the strongest souls are forged in the fire of love and hate. So let the saxophone cry through the pouring rain, let the city drown my name. I've carried your ghost through every season, and I still loved you just the same. Oh baby, the night tried to break me, but blues was built from shattered lives. And somewhere beneath these ruins, a stronger man survived. Streetlights fading, whiskey burning slow, and Benny Rivers keeps singing for a love that let him go. Rain falling hard on the motel sand. Blue smoke hanging like a curse in the air. Benny River singing low for the hearts that never heal. You came through the doorway like a midnight crime, black silk dress and dangerous eyes. Every man in that old bar froze still, like the world forgot how to breathe for a while. I was just a drifter with bloodshot dreams, trying to outrun what broken means. But your touch hit me like Tennessee fire, sweet as heaven, wild as desire. And Lord knows, some angels don't belong to God. They leave roses on your grave, then disappear into the fall. The devil wore your perfume that night, soft and deadly under neon lights. You kissed my soul, then disappeared, left me drowning in a river of tears. But pain taught these hands how to fight, and lonely taught my heart how to survive. Now every blues song carries your name like thunder rolling through my veins. There's a broken guitar in the backseat still, covered in dust and unpaid bills. I drove for miles through the southern rain, trying to drink away your memory stain. Old diners, dark roads, nowhere towns, empty jukebox spinning sad sounds. And every waitress looked through me slow, like she could see a man letting go. Some nights I still hear your high heels on the floor, like a ghost returning to the wound it left before. The devil wore your perfume that night, soft and deadly under neon lights. You kissed my soul, then disappeared, left me drowning in a river of tears. But pain taught these hands how to fight, and lonely taught my heart how to survive. Now every blues song carries your name like thunder rolling through my veins. I stood beneath the red moon crying while the city burned behind my back. And somewhere in the distance, a saxophone faded into black. Maybe love ain't made for saving, maybe scars are all we keep. But the strongest men keep walking, even when their hearts can't speak. Yeah, the devil wore your perfume that night, turned my darkness into light. And though you shattered every dream, you made me stronger than I've ever been. Now I sing for the broken believers, for the lost souls wandering alone. 'Cause blues ain't born from happiness, it's born where heartbreak makes its home. Rain on the windshield,
engine humming low, Benny River still driving down the road nobody knows.
The city looks sick beneath the storm. Cold blue sirens, hearts half torn. I found your photograph face down in the sink, next to a bottle and a reason to drink. The ceiling fan turned like a tired prayer, while your ghost moved slowly through the air. I still remember the way you said goodbye, like somebody learning how to lie. And outside the thunder rolls so deep, like heaven itself couldn't sleep. I lit another candle in the dark alone, trying to warm a heart turned to stone. But love is cruel in a beautiful way. It steals your soul, then asks you to stay. And every wound you left behind still burns your name across my mind. So I sing candles for the dying moon, for broken hearts and empty rooms, for every dream that bled out slow beneath the weight of letting go. Oh, you broke me down to skin and bone, but pain became the strength I own. Now every scar shines silver blue, like midnight rain, remembering you. There's an old saxophone crying downtown, where lonely men go to drown. The bartender poured another glass, said, son, some memories never pass. I watched a couple dancing near the stage, young enough to still believe in fate. And for a moment I almost smiled, then your memory returned like a wildfire. Your perfume still lives inside my coat, your last words still caught in my throat. And every highway I drive at night feels like chasing disappearing lights. Some people leave without a sound, but their shadows never leave this town. And even now your love remains, like smoke curling through my veins. So I sing candles for the dying moon, for shattered souls and old saloons, for every man who loved too hard and still survived the fall apart. Yeah, you broke me down to skin and bone, but pain became the strength I own. Now every scar shines silver blue, like midnight rain, remembering you. If sorrow had a face, it'd wear your eyes tonight, standing in the doorway beneath that pale motel light. And if redemption's real, maybe it comes this way, not through forgetting someone, but surviving their goodbye. Now the candles burn beneath the dying moon, and the blues keep filling up this room. I turn my heartbreak into fire, turn my weakness into wire. Oh, darling, love nearly buried me, but these old songs still carry me. And somewhere in this lonely night, a broken man learned how to fight cigarette smoke. Rain against the glass. Benny Rivers keeps singing for a love that couldn't last.
Train wheels crying through the midnight fog, a tired trumpet somewhere down the block, and Benny Rivers singing for the hearts that love too deeply to ever heal. I met you where the floodlights kiss the rain, outside a rundown club off Burgundy Lane. You wore sorrow like a diamond chain, beautiful enough to drive a man insane. Your laughter drifted slow through the smoke, like a fragile prayer already broke. And every scar beneath your skin looked just like the places I had been. I said, darling, the night's too cold to fight alone. You said, some people ain't built for home. Then you took my hand beneath neon skies, and I swear the whole damn city sighed. Oh, love moves dangerous through desperate souls, turning broken hearts into burning roads. And every kiss felt one step closer to heaven or the edge below. That was when the river learned my name, when your love ran wild through every vein. You tore me open like a hurricane, then left me dancing with the pain. But I survived the wreckage you became, turned my tears into a darker flame. Now every blues song sounds the same, since the river learned my name. The months roll by like thunder underground, cheap motel rooms from town to town. I kept your red scarf in the passenger seat, like proof our ghosts had really met. I saw your shadow in every barroom light, every lonely woman passing by at night. But nobody moved the air like you. Nobody made sorrow feel so true. And somewhere south, near the railroad tracks, I nearly drowned, trying not to look back. But pain's a blade that carves men deep, leaving scars the strong ones keep. fight again. But every wound you left behind taught this soul how to survive. That was when the river learned my name. When your love ran wild through every vein, you tore me open like a hurricane, then left me dancing with the pain. But I survived the wreckage you became, turned my tears into a darker flame. Now every midnight train still sings the night you disappeared from me. And if I see you in another life, under some dim hotel light, I'd still choose the fire in your eyes, even knowing how the story dies. Because some loves don't come to stay, they come to leave a soul changed, to turn soft hearts into old blues songs that ache forever when they play. Yeah, the river still remembers my pain, still carries echoes of your name. But I stand stronger in the pouring rain than the man I was before you came. Now the trumpet cries, the city sleeps, and the night rolls slow and deep, while Benny Rivers sings alone for a love the river won't release. Midnight water, black sky above, somewhere the river keeps flowing, like the memory of us.
The rain came down like heaven lost its faith. Silver rivers running through the city's veins. I found you standing under cathedral lights, with tired eyes and lipstick dark as night. A church bell echoed through the empty street, while your high heels whispered tragedy. You said love only leaves scars behind. I said, darling, so does time. There was smoke hanging low above the crowd, broken jazz floating soft and loud. And for one stolen moment in the blue neon glow, we forgot the things we weren't supposed to know. But hearts like ours don't fade peacefully, they burn slow like gasoline. And every touch between us felt like beauty standing next to grief. Now there's smoke beneath the cathedral lights, your ghost dancing through my mind tonight. You left your sorrow in my blood, like thunder rolling after love. But pain built strength inside these bones, turned lonely nights into songs. And every scar you left on me became the man I had to be. I drove for hours through the southern dark, one hand on the wheel, one on my heart. The radio played an old blues tune,
diner off Highway 9, where waitresses still ask if I'm alright. I just smile and stare through the rain, like a man learning to carry pain. Your perfume still lives inside my coat, like unfinished words caught in my throat. And every city blurs the same since the night I lost your name. Some people leave and take the light, some leave and teach you how to fight, and somewhere between love and goodbye, a stronger soul survives. Now there's smoke beneath the cathedral lights, your shadow moving through the night. You kiss my soul, then disappear, leaving silence ringing in my ears. But pain built strength inside these bones, turned empty bars into poems. And every wound you carve so deep still sings when the city sleeps. If sorrow had a melody, it would sound like your footsteps leaving me. Slow piano keys and distant rain falling on a window stained with pain. And maybe love was never meant to stay. Maybe it was born to drift away. But even broken hearts can shine like old street lights that close in time. So let the trumpet cry into the storm, let the night keep moving on. I survived the wreckage of your love and became something harder because of us. Now Benny River sings low and slow for every soul that lost control, because the deepest blues are born where love and loneliness belong. Cathedral shadows rain on the avenue, and smoke still rising softly from the memory of you.
Cold rain on the windshield, engine trembling in the dark. Another lonely highway, another broken heart. I met you in a backstreet bar on Avalon, where old men drank like hope was gone. You were leaning by the jukebox light, half angel, half goodbye. Your hair felt wild like midnight flames, your eyes carried storms without names. And when you smiled through the cigarette haze, even the blues forgot to play. You said love always leaves too soon, while thunder rolled beneath the moon. I should have known from the way you moved that hearts like yours were born to wound. But lonely souls
fire, hoping one touch in the dark can save them from themselves tonight. Now there are black roses on the dashboard, fading slowly mile by mile. Your memory rides beside me like sorrow learning how to smile. You shattered every part of me, then taught my soul how to stand. And somewhere inside the wreckage, I became a stronger man. We danced beneath a dying neon sign, two broken shadows out of time. Your hands trembling against my chest, like they were searching for rest. The city smelled of smoke and rain, of cheap perfume and old pain. And every kiss felt dangerous, like loving you was too much. Then one night you vanished without sound, just an empty motel room downtown, a lipstick stain on a coffee cup, and silence tearing me apart. Some people leave like gentle rain, some leave like runaway trains, but your goodbye carved so deep, it still bleeds inside my sleep. Now there are black roses on the dashboard, dead petals trembling in the night. I still hear your voice inside them every time the thunder cries. You shattered every part of me, but pain became my gasoline. And now these old blues melodies carry what we used to be. There's a saxophone crying in the distance, slow as a funeral parade, and every note sounds like your footsteps walking farther away. Maybe love ain't made for saving, maybe hearts exist to bruise, but the strongest souls are born when they survive what they can't lose. So let the black roses wither away, wither away. Let the highway swallow yesterday. I'll carry your ghost through every song, like a fire that keeps burning on. Now Benny River sings low and broken for the dreamers left in the rain, because real blues are born forever from love that never healed the pain. Streetlights fading in the rear view, whiskey burning slow, and black roses dying softly where your memory still grows. The slow piano breathing through the smoke, rain tapping softly on cracked motel windows, and Benny River singing like the night already knows the ending. You walked in wearing silence like a crown,
while tired neon melted on the ground. The whole room froze when you lit that cigarette. Like every broken soul that held its breath. I was sitting with a whiskey in my hand, trying hard not to become the man who keeps loving people bound to leave, but lonely hearts still choose to believe. You said your name like a half-healed scar, soft and dangerous beneath the barroom stars. And somewhere in that smoky blue light, I watched my future disappear that night. Because some loves arrive like thunder rain, beautiful enough to welcome pain. And every kiss you gave to me felt like drowning peacefully. Now it's velvet ghosts and empty glasses, midnight smoke and faded passes, your memory dancing through the gloom like jazz echoes inside this room. You broke my heart down to the wire, then turned my sorrow into fire. And every wound you left behind still sings your name inside my mind. We drove through Memphis after 2 a.m., windows shaking from the storm and wind, your bare feet resting on the dashboard light, while old blues records cried through the night. You told me love was just a curse, two people trying not to hurt. I laughed and pulled you closer then, like fools believing pain won't win. But hearts like yours are restless flames, too wild to ever stay the same. And one cold dawn without goodbye, you disappeared into the pale sunrise. Now every road feels colder somehow, every crowded room feels empty now. But the man you left inside the dark learned how to survive the scars. Now it's velvet ghosts and empty glasses, rain-soaked streets, the night collapses. I still hear your voice through the haze, like a record spinning yesterday. You broke my soul, then let it heal, taught me heartbreak can become steel. And every blues song that I write still carries your shadow through the night. There's a trumpet crying low downtown, like heaven burning to the ground. And every lonely note it plays sounds like love slipping away. Maybe some people aren't meant to stay, maybe they come to change us forever, to leave behind a beautiful lake that time can never sever. So pour another drink for the fallen dreamers, for the believers and midnight seekers, oh, for every soul that loved too deep and still hears echoes in their sleep. Now Benny Rivers sings with the pain of a man who danced inside the rain, because real blues are born at night, where broken hearts still chase the light. Velvet ghosts, velvet ghosts, empty glasses, and one last slow song for a love that vanished into ashes. the distance, a saxophone crying from the alleyway. Rain falling like heaven lost another soul. And Benny Rivers singing low again. You came through the diner just before dawn, leather jacket, makeup almost gone, coffee shaking softly in your hands, like you were tired of running from the past. Outside the city drowned in red and blue, taxi lights bleeding through the gloom, and every tired soul inside that place looked like they'd already lost the race. You sat beside me without a word, but your silence screamed louder than the world. I saw heartbreak living in your eyes, the kind that never truly dies. And somewhere between your touch and the rain, I forgot that love can become pain. Some fires don't warm the cold, they leave ashes in your soul. Now we're saints beneath the neon rain, broken halos drowning in the pain. Your love cut deep but made me strong, like old blues carved into a song. Every scar became a road, every tear a heavier load. But I kept walking through the dark with your ghost beating in my heart. We spent whole nights driving nowhere fast, trying hard to outrun the past. Old Motown playing through blown speakers, two lost souls pretending to be believers. You laughed once under motel lights, a fragile sound in the middle of the night. And for a second the world stood still, like pain itself had lost its will. But hearts like yours don't stay too long, they drift away before the dawn. And one cold morning I woke alone to a bed that felt like stone. Now every street light flickers your name, every storm brings back the rain. But broken men learn how to survive when love leaves them alive. Yeah, we were saints beneath the neon rain, two burning souls inside the flame. You left your darkness in my veins and turned my sorrow into strength. Every wound became a truth, every memory proof that even shattered hearts can shine like city lights at closing time. There's an old church near the riverside where I still go some nights, not to pray for your return, just to understand goodbye. And the choir sounds like distant thunder, low and haunting through the air, like heaven mourning quietly for the love we couldn't repair. Now the neon rain keeps falling slow on empty streets and tired souls, and Benny Rivers sings the blues for everyone with scars to lose. Because love can break a man apart, then build
Two forgotten saints, still wandering through yesterday.
Wind howling through the telephone wires, blue lights flickering on wet pavement, a tired piano somewhere in the dark, and Benny Rivers singing like his soul's on fire. You were standing at the edge of the boulevard, black coat dancing in the stormy dark, cigarette glowing like a lonely star, like you'd already survived too many scars. I said, baby, where you headed tonight? You laughed softly without looking in my eyes. Said, anywhere love can't follow me. That's when the thunder started speaking. We drove through the city with nowhere to go, street lights bleeding gold on the road. Oh, blues records spinning low and slow, like they already knew how this would end. Because some hearts break beautifully, like glass falling in slow motion scenes, and every second in your arms felt like heaven burning at the seams. We were paper hearts in the hurricane, too fragile for the weight of pain. Your love tore through me like the rain, but left behind a stronger flame. Now every scar beneath my skin reminds me where we've been, and every blue song carries on the ghost of us after you were gone. Yeah, there was a motel near the railroad tracks, where silence kept attacking back, your red dress hanging by the bed, like the last words we never said. At 3 a.m. the power died, only moonlight and tears survived. You held my hand so desperately, like time was stealing you from me. Then morning came cold and gray, and somehow you just slipped away, leaving perfume in the empty room, and heartbreak blooming like doom. Now every storm reminds me still how love can wound and heal, and every lonely mile I drive teaches me how to survive. We were paper hearts in the hurricane, spinning wild inside the pain. You shattered every dream we made, but taught my soul not to break. Now the night keeps calling love through old barrooms and broken roads, and Benny Rivers sings your name like smoke floating through the rain. There's a church downtown with shattered glass, where I sometimes go relive the past, not to ask the heavens why, just to hear your memory cry. And the choir sounds like distant blues, heavy with the ache of losing you, because some loves never truly die, they just haunt the heart for life. Yeah, we were paper hearts in the hurricane, two lost souls chasing flames. And though your goodbye nearly buried me, it gave my broken soul a beat. Now every midnight melody still drips with your memory, and somewhere beneath thunder above the city skyline. A lonely trumpet trembling through the rain. Another sleepless night for Benny Rivers. Another song stitched together with pain. I found you in the corner of a closing bar, blue neon shining on your battle scars. You look like somebody heaven forgot, still beautiful, still lost. The bartender wiped glasses in silence slow, while old blues records spun below, and every note hanging in the smoky air sounded like two souls beyond repair. You said love never stays long around me, like a confession whispered carefully. But lonely hearts don't know retreat, they just fall hard and bleed deep. And your touch felt like a storm at sea, danger wrapped in tenderness to me. Some people kiss like promises, you kiss like tragedy. Now the moon slept alone tonight, while your memory haunted every light. You tore through me like midnight rain, then disappeared without a trace. But pain became the fire in my chest, and heartbreak taught me how to stand. Now every blues song Benny sings carries the ghost of your hands. We drove through Houston under crimson skies, no destination, no disguise. Your bare feet resting near the radio as Sam Cooke played soft and low. For one brief moment life felt clean, like maybe love was more than dreams. But hearts with too much history rarely survive peacefully. At dawn you vanished from the passenger side, just coffee stains and goodbyes. And all that stayed behind with me was silence and your memory. Now every highway bends the same, every storm still calls your name. But broken men learn how to heal by carrying wounds they cannot conceal. Yeah, the moon slept alone tonight, while I drowned beneath the city lights. Your love left scars across my soul, like burned out stars that still glow. But pain became the strength I owned, turned empty nights into gold. And every sorrow-filled refrain still trembles softly with your name. There's a church choir echoing downtown, like angels mourning what burned down. And somewhere in the saxophone cries, I hear the sound of our goodbye. Maybe love ain't meant to stay forever, maybe it's born to break us open, to turn weak hearts into survivors, still singing when the world goes silent. Now the moon sleeps alone above this city drowning in old love, and Benny Rivers sings through the pain like thunder rolling through the rain, because every wound became a spark, every loss lit up the dark, and somewhere beneath this broken sky a stronger soul survived goodbye. Moonlight on the avenue, last call almost gone, and one more blues song drifting through a world that keeps moving on.
Rainwater dripping from broken signs, taxi tires hissing through midnight streets, a lonely blues piano somewhere far away, and Benny Rivers singing to the ghosts again. You were leaning by the window of a rundown cafe, watching the storm wash the night away, golden smoke curling from your trembling hands, like you were trying not to fall apart again. Your eyes carried years that words couldn't hold, half burning fire, half winter cold, and every silence between our breaths felt heavy enough to wake the dead. I said, darling, what are you running from? You whispered low, what I've become. Then lightning split the sky in two, and somehow I stepped right into you, because lonely people recognize their own even before a single word is spoken, and hearts already cracked by life still ache to be held for one more night. Now there's gold smoke over Mercy Street, your memory bleeding through the beat. You broke my heart with velvet hands, then taught me how to rise again. Every tear became a song, every sleepless night grew strong, and somewhere underneath the pain, your love still runs through every vein. We spent the winter in cheap hotel rooms, with old soul records and fading perfume, dancing barefoot under flickering lights, like two lost sinners hiding from life. You used to trace the scars on my skin, like you could feel where I had been, and for a while your touch made me believe broken things still deserve peace. But one cold dawn, the bed turned gray, the ashtray full, your side empty, just your necklace left beside the door, like a goodbye too painful for words. Now every alley sings your name, every thunderstorm feels the same, but the man who nearly drowned in grief found strength somewhere beneath. Yeah, there's gold smoke over Mercy Street, and your ghost still walking next to me. You left your sorrow in my soul, like slow blues echoing down the road. for the ones who survive goodbye. A saxophone cries near the river bend, like it knows how our story ends. Low notes floating through the dark, like shattered prayers without a God. Maybe love was never meant to stay. Maybe it was born to fade away. But some people leave behind a fire that keeps burning your whole life. Now the city glows beneath the rain, and I wear my heartbreak like a chain. The pain turned iron in my chest and taught this restless soul to stand. So let the night keep falling slow, let the old blues overflow, because somewhere beyond the wreckage remains a man rebuilt by love and pain. Gold smoke in the neon light, Mercy Street almost asleep, and Benny River still chasing a memory too deep to keep.